Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Hey, now that sounds pretty good. My name is Javon Haskin. My pronouns are she and her, and I am your music director and excited to be guiding you on singing this opening song, Guide My Feet. It is from the Field Recordings collection of composer, educator, and Black music historian Willis Lawrence James. This tune was harmonized by his student, Wendell Whalum, who was also an authority on gospel music. Now, when we sing Guide My Feet, we are not specifically talking about just our actual feet in this space. We are talking about guide our steps in life as we progress forward and we go forth. And so this morning, as we are celebrating our intern minister, this morning, Rose, we want to celebrate with her and say, help us all, help her guide her path, her way, guide her feet. So please rise in body or in spirit and let us sing, Guide My Feet. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Hold my hand, hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. For I don't want to run this race in vain.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church on this very important day. I'm Reverend Leslie Takahashi, and my pronouns are she and her. And we're so glad that you're joining us here today, whether you're here in the sanctuary or joining us online or watching us later in the week with the laundry. But we're just really glad that you've decided to tune in to the service today, and particularly today because we're so grateful to have, for the last time for a while, Let's put it that way. Rose Rydell in our pulpit today. So we're really glad you're here. Yeah. So if you are visiting us today, we invite you to fill out a visitor's card in the hall afterward, or you can do so online at any time. And if you are ready to make the commitments of membership 2 Sundays from now, the first Sunday of the month, we'll have an opportunity for you to sign our membership book and also a gathering for those wanting to learn more about who we are on that day. So we are grateful today that at 1 o'clock we will have our mis and disinformation session, which will be a really important program, and we hope that you will stay or come back for that as we continue to strengthen our ability to respond to these times. And we have also been participating in our faith witness outside the Concord Immigration Court, and quite a few of you have been showing up for that. It's on Tuesday mornings from 7:30 to 9:30, and see Reverend Rodney or me after the service if you want to sign up. There's also information in the Justice email about how to do that. It's an important act of presence. We are very glad that you are here, and we know that this is a hard time for many of us, so we have brought our comfort creatures to the back of the room, and if one sitting with you during the service would be helpful, we hope you'll try it out. Many of you have poo-pooed them, then tried them, then liked them. Just gonna say, that's been the journey of the comfort creatures. So we'll get there. And anyway, welcome to this beloved community.
Good morning. I'm Mark Chase. My pronouns are he and him. I'm pleased to be a member of your Board of Trustees. Welcome to our service. We begin our services by reading our mission together. We bring to life our Unitarian Universalist values as we seek truth and work for justice, nurture compassion and courage, reach out to each other and to our larger community of faith, bridge the divisions that wound the human family, transform ourselves and our world. Thank you for your support of our community, including your financial support. Do you have more time than money to donate? Please see the Just in Time column in the newsletter for ways you can help out. Thank you to all who are contributing to our mutual aid efforts. Please remember that our community pantry is up and running, and do not hesitate to avail yourselves of the community pantry if some extra provisions would help. Please keep in mind that many using this may be based in a vehicle, so please consider this when making your donations. Also, as the nation's leaders begin an attack on the unhoused, we have members and friends of this congregation who need more support. If you're willing to offer a place to store a few boxes or even have an extra parking space for a vehicle on your property, please let Reverend Leslie know. Here at MDUUC, let's keep showing that we know how to meet the moment through our spirit of mutual aid. And welcome. It's good to be together.
Good morning, friends. Good morning. This is the time in our service when we take a few moments to say hello to one another. So please, as we're coming to the end of the summer, while you're saying hi to your friends and strangers, let them know that you're so glad for the sunshine that they bring into your life. All right.
worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are. Come, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Come yet again, of despair. Come yet again, whoever you are. Come, come, whoever you are. Ours is no caravan of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come.
Good morning. My name is Phoenix. I use they, them, or he, him pronouns. Well, goodbyes can be tough. Whether we eventually wander into each other's lives again or not, we don't entirely leave each other's lives. Though life may pull us physically away, we will always be connected by the experiences that we've shared together.
Good morning. We have a special puppet show for everybody today.
Oh, I can feel it in my feathers. It's that time of year again. Pretty soon, someone will say the C word and then try to tell me it's a good thing.
See? You mean for chick?
No, C for, I can't say it.
You mean change, don't you, turkey?
Hush up now. Don't jinx us, it'll come.
Of course it will come.
Yep, sure enough. Change is a-coming. Remember last year, I was just coming in the door, and now I'm going out.
You are? That's terrible. I'm so used to you now, and I like you. See, the C word strikes again.
Hey, excuse me. Anyone know where there's some thread? I have a bunch of needles. However, there's a tear in my favorite. Oh, by the way, life is change.
Yep. Some even say God is change in these times.
That would not be me. I just hate change. I hate it. And besides, if you're going to talk about divinity, well, that would be grubs and seeds.
Oh, I love me a good grub. And now I'm a little bigger. I can pull them out, too.
Did someone say little?
Ugh, now I'm feeling a little stuck.
Better you than me. I just got out of being chased by a dog. I got my revenge, though.
Well, that stinks. Oops, I mean...
Just 1 minute. I'm not sure I like that remark. There are some topics you are no doubt prickly about.
Hey, hold up. Is that a stereotype?
We all have topics we're prickly about. You are just a little better at it. We each have our own way.
You aren't talking about diversity, are you? Because you know that I don't see difference anymore. That went out in 2024.
Ooh. Well, I could show you something that's different. And I could do it in a big way.
You? Such an itty-bitty... Do you think you scare me?
Okay, shut it down, you two. Turkey, it's time to talk about change. It's time to talk about the seeds.
Seeds, yes.
Of change.
No. I'd rather talk about the seeds of dinner. What a terrible idea to take something that I really like, that's seeds, and then combining with something I really don't like, and that would be change. I mean, that's totally a spoiler.
You know, I am looking forward to change, making new friends and exploring new places and finding new seeds.
Oh, that sounds good. But what do you know? You're just a little chick.
You know, I may be young still. However, I am full of wisdom, and a little bit is from you. Us new ones, we bring the fresh eyes. Sometimes we see things and possibilities that you never saw before.
I would like to see the possibility of no change.
Makes my spine stand on end.
Which makes me.
Some of it will be hard, but I will carry you with me.
Really? Do you know how much I weigh? I mean, I'm not a butterball 30-pounder, but I'm not light either.
No, I will carry your seeds with me.
Oh, great. Now you're leaving, which makes me sad, and you're trying to steal my dinner.
Don't worry, Turkey. I'll protect you and your seeds.
Yes, aim me at her, and I'll call in reinforcements.
Stop it, you two. It might be worse with you working at it as a team.
No, seeds of wisdom, the things you taught me. It's like the flowers and plants that start in a new place because some dandelion seed that a bird carried in their beak from one place to another, and when they stop to eat, sometimes the seeds just plant a new shrub.
You have grown up, haven't you, you little chick?
Yes. And I've learned to shape shift. You know, some days I look like this, yellow and fluffy, or I might look like this. Or this.
You too? Well, since we're getting real, I really look like this.
Okay, now.
Okay, don't add all that confusing stuff. My bird brain is still wrestling with these seeds of change. You mean when someone leaves us, they take some of what we shared together, seeds, with them?
And they leave us some new seeds growing that they planted, which will continue to yield seeds if we tend them.
Well, Prickles over there doesn't even eat seeds. I want to tell them that they can't ever leave my friend the chick, and I'm not sure that's all I want, but oh well, this is all so hard on a bird brain.
This is how I see it. We carry a little bit of every place we've been, a bit of every person that's ever cared for us and shared experiences with us, and we carry these as we travel into new things. They're always with us if we want to stop and remember them.
That's what I call an idea that doesn't stink.
One that could stick.
Little chick, you have a big brain to match your other bodies. Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
Turkey, I will even send you back some new seeds someday. You watch.
Okay. I'll watch for a while, but you know, it is past my dinner time.
Fair.
And just so that you know that we're going to be with you, we want you to know that we're sending some friends with you. This is the Michigan State mammal, and the reptile that'll be waiting for you at your new home. So you can do puppet shows for them.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite you to join us in singing our children and youth to their activities.
Go in love, our hearts go with you. Go in joy, our hopes go too. Learn in love and grow in wisdom. Shine your light in all you do.
Good morning. My name is Casey Gardner. My pronouns are she and her and they and them, and I'm so happy to be with everyone, and especially Rose on her final day here. Yeah, right? I'm actually honored. So I've been asked today to talk about goodbyes in general, and I want so much to talk about Rose, but I want to talk about the nature of a goodbye in general, because I feel like this is one of many for so many people, and I know that the same is true for me. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. So last month, my favorite poet passed away. Queer poet and activist Andrea Gibson passed from ovarian cancer about a month shy of their 50th birthday. I got a text in the morning from someone who knew that this would wreck me. The reason I started writing and performing in the first place was because of Andrea. And it was huge. Because while I knew they were sick, I did not know they were dying. And after they passed, my social media began to flood with memorials. I knew that I had loved this person's work and that they were well regarded in the community of writers. But what blew me away was how many people either had a personal story or an interaction with this person, or some deep reflection of how their work had affected them, often accompanied by lines from their poems, some of which I'd never even heard. I learned that after they passed, they were surrounded by friends, family, and loved ones who performed what is called a living wake in their home, a time when a dying person is surrounded with praise and impactful stories about their life, so that they may pass on with these as their final memories. According to Andrea's wife on a later post, famous musicians came to play their favorite songs, and while it was still possible, phone calls came from all over the world. When they passed, they knew without a doubt that they were loved. This is an example of a good goodbye, one in which we tell people everything they mean and have meant to us, whether or not the leaving is voluntary, one in which we hold them long after they are gone, and one in which we have time for something like this. Because as many of us know, sometimes leaving happens too fast, and the words we crave to share remain unsaid. When Andrea Gibson died, I had a bit of a crisis. As a painfully inconsistent writer myself, I grappled with the concept of a legacy, what it means to be so well regarded that your departure is met with both this much positivity and this much grief. And personally, I am more used to the bad goodbyes, the ones that come with words of vitriol or no words at all. The kids call it ghosting. Or my least favorite, the slow disappearance and fizzling of a connection when all you can do is watch it go and wish you didn't have to. There is actually a word for this. Sometimes we call it evanescence, a slow fading away, a reminder that most things are temporary, or that all things are temporary. And this is why it is important to think of the concept of a goodbye and what it means to do it well. Because if I'm being honest, some of my most painful memories are relationships that feel like open wounds or unfinished business, because there was no send-off, just a disappearance with little time to mark meaning. I question what those meant, what my role was in knowing those people. And for those connections, I've had to throw personal memorials, grieve the living. I'm sure so many of us are no stranger to this. The first time I heard the song Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier, it wasn't lost on me how many people I used to know are still walking around, living their lives, and perfectly fine that I am no longer in them. And probably unaware of the ways in which letting them go did feel like a death. And this goes both ways, by the way. It's actually natural for the body to process being left as being left to die. So not only does this unmarked goodbye hurt the person who can't give it, but also the person who doesn't receive it. But I think these are two extremes: the perfect planned goodbye and a lack of one at all. So how can we make seeing someone off good, but also realistic? Besides, we know that sometimes we have to say goodbye for reasons that aren't always bittersweet. Maybe this is for our own safety or for that of the person we are letting go. Maybe there is a behavior we just can't put up with anymore. Or maybe there is some element of tragedy, like the inability to be a caretaker, or as we have seen too often recently, people being forced to leave their families. These are the realities we face when it comes to losing people. And in this way, we have to actually recognize the privilege of a planned goodbye. As Rose prepares to leave us, something that we knew was coming, even though it now feels so sudden, I actually want to pull one of my favorite lines from one of Andrew Gibson's poems. In their piece, Maybe I Need You, they wrote, "I am putting all of my words in your collection plate. I am setting the table with bread and grace, my knees bent like the corner of a page. I am saving your place." I think a good goodbye is showing people the weight of their place in your life, even if they no longer occupy that place, even if they can't, even if you don't want them to. Because everyone we know grows us in some way, and a good goodbye marks the value of that growth, preferably before someone is gone. It means saving a seat for them, showing them you aren't going anywhere, even if that seat is in a different room or a different country. If that seat is in a memorial on a mantle or a rainbow painted on a crosswalk, a good goodbye says, you made a difference here. This place is changed because of you, and you mattered, and you being gone does not change that. And honestly, I think we should be doing this all the time. So if people leave us before we have a chance to tell them goodbye, they know what we would have said. They know what their place was in our lives, and they know how they will be remembered. So Rose, I hope you know how deeply you have impacted all of us in your time here, that we will always be saving a seat for you at our table, and that you will be remembered fondly. This is not a goodbye. This is a see you later. So come, let us all give her our best send-off together.
To that end, as we are talking about a little bit of a change as we continue to celebrate Rose today, we are going to sing a hymn familiar to all of you. I know this Rose will open, but we're singing it to UU Music Director Adam Odell's Bossa Nova arrangement that Brett is so lovely playing over here. We get into it a little bit, but please rise in body or in spirit as we sing UU Minister Mary Brigolia's beloved hymn, I Know This Rose Will Open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul
This is the time in our service when we take into the loving embrace of this congregation those joys and sorrows that are too great to hold alone. And I'm asking Rose to light a candle for the people of Washington, D.C., as they deal with occupation and invasion by our own government. As we gather here, let us know that a few hours ago, other UUs had to pass by National Guard to go to church, and many had to face the fact that it's no longer safe for them to attend in person. I'm especially also holding my student from my preaching class last week, G, who had to leave class early on Friday when her building was invaded by ICE. So I ask us to hold these people in our hearts today and this awareness. Thank you. Steve Hirsch is lighting a candle of deep gratitude for the MDUUC community and its presence in the memorial service held to celebrate the life of my late wife, Mariana, on the 16th. Thank you all for your warm embrace and support. Thank you, Steve. And Ron Onen is lighting a candle today and writes, and just like that, the youngest child is off to their senior year of college. Lucas left for LA this morning attending LAU, and we will miss him. And Alice is lighting a candle today of gratitude. Deep, yes, this is Exhibit A. Deep gratitude for healing feet, for all the practitioners and relatives who supported helping me walk better. We're glad to see that, Alice. Katie Wills is lighting a candle. Congratulations to my son, Chris, who married Alex in a wonderful ceremony 2 weeks ago. The only obstacle is that Alex is French and had to return home. Under the current administration, getting a spousal visa can take months. So we're thinking of you, them both. And Ronnie Boyd is asking for a candle to be lit, or saying, my cousin Jackie is adjusting to a new city where she moved to find a husband. Please send her good luck and love. Ronnie's in the back. Thank you. Linda Russell is lighting a candle of joy and celebration because Linda was able to attend the chaplaincy graduation of Travis McPhee, who was our student minister 2 years ago. And we are wishing Travis and Jenny great adventures as they take off on their next phase of life. There's a picture of Travis. And David Longfellow has asking that we light a candle. Could you please light a candle for me tomorrow, or for appreciation for the church members who have been bringing me food as I work towards surgery, and prayers also. Getting food delivered is making this difficult time for me less stressful. And a special thanks to Rose and safe travels onto her new adventures now. I'm asking Rose to light 2 final candles. One holds those joys and sorrows which are among us, not expressed in words. And the last holds our hopes and dreams for our world and our nation and one another in that context. Thank you.
Please remain seated as we sing our song of meditation. Libby Roderick's simple song, composed in 1988 and since has been used worldwide by groups large and small as a song of healing. Let's sing together. Could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? deeply you're connected to my soul.
This is the time in our service where we pause to center our hearts together, creating sacred space to connect with that is larger than any of us alone. Some call this connection God, others greet it as nature, and many choose not to name it at all. Today, though, I invite you all to enter a time of communal prayer to lay bare our heart's deepest longings. Spirit of life, source of all wisdom, that which is with us as we traverse this beautiful blue marble together. As we seek life, love, and the pursuit of happiness, we come together today to bear witness to the ritual of loss and leaving, and the space it creates in its wake. Loss and the space it leaves visits us in many forms. Sometimes we encounter this space as the death of a loved one, where their memory, as much of a blessing as it can be, also leaves us with grief and longing for their presence once again. Other times, this sacred emptiness appears when a beloved friend, coworker, or mentor moves on to another opportunity or endeavor. Perhaps you are here with us today, missing a loved one who has passed, or longing for that friend or colleague who shared in your life for a brief time. And yet, loss is not always so personal. Sometimes it's communal. Perhaps you sit with us today with anger, frustration, and resentment as we all bear witness to our systems of checks and balances being emptied and destroyed before our eyes. Our collective loss of democracy and its emptiness is a powerful space. Whether your loss is intimate today or collective, personal or political, you are not alone. Ours is a faith grounded in a love so encompassing that our connections are undeniable. We are connected in a web that transcends everything, all of the meaning, that your grief can be held by this community. Your longing can be shared with our hearts. We are a faith where our religious ancestors embraced the space created by leaving. We lost the Trinity and found an embrace of love-centered faith that moves us into the future. We lost the false sense of security that all would be okay because revelation is complete and only God holds the future. But we found a search for truth and meaning that allows us to embrace hope for eventual healing. Our faith embraces sometimes the idea that if there is a God, it's one that co-creates a better world only with our actions and endeavors to heal those things around us. May we remember today that our religious ancestors found not just security in loss, but possibility. When they lost rigid doctrine, they found expansive love. When they lost false senses of security and certainties, they found the courage to keep searching. May we remember these religious ancestors and the core theology of our faith, which provides us the security to be the best that we can with what we have, even in the midst of loss or leaving. Spirit of endless possibility, be with us as our lives diverge and converge, knowing that every goodbye creates a space for a hello we cannot yet imagine. But with the love of Unitarian Universalism, we are already prepared. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives one thing we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you. I have been changed for good.
It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown when it's mooring by a wind of the sea, like a sea drop by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you,
because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better, because I knew you,
because I knew you,
because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Oswald, and I serve on your board of trustees. My pronouns are he and him. We are blessed to have an amazing, dedicated ministerial staff here at MDUUC. Our lead minister, Reverend Leslie, our associate minister, Reverend Rodney, and our intern Minister Rose, who is saying goodbye to us today. All have given so much to our community. I want to take a moment to acknowledge them. MDUUC is fortunate. Many smaller UU churches and communities do not have full-time ministers, as they do not have the resources. We shouldn't take this for granted. A large percentage of our pledges and financial gifts support us having a ministerial staff, and we need to continue to support them. We can do so with our offerings, large and small. So if online, you can click the Give Now button on the MDUUC website at any time. And if you're here in person, you can give directly. Will ushers please come forward? Thank you. And now let us dedicate the offering with the words on the screen. To the work of this community, transforming ourselves and our world, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings.
Good morning, my friends. My name is Rose Rydell. My pronouns are she, her, and for the last time, I introduce myself to you as one of your ministers. You know, when I began my internship in August of 2024, a year seemed so far away. But it's amazing how fast the time goes. And now, here we are, August 2025. And today, I have the opportunity to practice saying my least favorite turn of phrase, goodbye. I can't stand goodbyes. At least I've spent a great big portion of my life not being able to stand goodbyes. But, well, to be frank, I've had way more goodbyes in my life than I've had hellos. You know, especially in my early formative years. Although most of those goodbyes amounted to not much more than abandonment. You know, going to bed having parents and waking up without any, or being dropped off for a sleepover and never picked up again. You get the idea. And as such, as an adult, it seems to me that I've made some sort of silent pact with myself to never say goodbye again. I've spent years doing everything in my power to keep everyone. But we know that's not possible. Goodbye is a natural part of life. And so for the past several years, I've been on a bit of a quest to figure out how to make a goodbye, well, good. How do we say goodbye in a way that holds just a little bit more of the sweet than the bitter? A goodbye that leaves one feeling loved, feeling peace, feeling a positive closure. And to be honest, I'm still figuring it out. Maybe we all are. I may still have more questions than I have answers. I'm not sure goodbyes come with easy answers, but here's what I've come up with. First, a good goodbye requires presence. Not the kind of presence where we're physically in the room but emotionally checked out, planning our escape or numbing ourselves to avoid pain. True presence means showing up fully to this moment, this transition, this sacred space between what was and what will be. When we're present, we can actually feel the weight of what we're leaving behind. The laughter that echoed in these rooms, and the tears that were shared in quiet moments, and the growth that happened all in between. During my time here, I've learned that ministry isn't just about the big moments, the births and the deaths, the protests and the memorial services. It's about the conversations over coffee, the small group meetings that run long, the impromptu pastoral care calls. It's about showing up consistently, week after week, creating the kind of relationship where both minister and congregation can be vulnerable, can grow, and can become more fully themselves. And that brings me to my second thought. A good goodbye honors what has been. It doesn't minimize the experience or rush past the significance of what we've shared. These past 12 months have been transformative for me in ways I'm still discovering. You've taught me that ministry isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to sit with the questions together. You've shown me that a congregation isn't just a group of people who happen to gather on Sundays, but a beloved community that holds each other through all of life's seasons. I think about the beloveds, the members and friends we've lost over this past year, who taught me that sometimes the most profound ministry happens in just being present when someone needs to tell their story one more time. I think about our climate justice group, who challenged me to think more deeply about climate justice and who reminded me that prophetic ministry isn't just about speaking truth to power. It's about empowering each other to live more authentically. And I think about the worship team, who patiently helped me learn that worship isn't a performance, but a collective prayer. And that sometimes the most sacred moments happen when things don't go according to the plan. And this leads me to the third element of a good goodbye, and that's gratitude. And not the superficial kind that we offer out of politeness, but the deep, embodied gratitude that comes from recognizing how we've been changed by our time together. I'm not the same person who walked through these doors 12 months ago. You've shaped my understanding of what it means to be called to ministry. You've helped me discover gifts I didn't know that I had, and challenged me to grow in ways that I didn't know I needed. But gratitude in a goodbye isn't one-sided. Part of what I've learned is that ministry is always mutual. Yes, I may have offered some pastoral care or some thoughtful sermons or some leadership, but you gave me the sacred trust of walking with you through your joys and sorrows. You let me practice being the minister I'm becoming. You forgave my mistakes and celebrated my successes. You've given me stories and wisdom that I'll carry into the ministry that comes next. Which, by the way, for the folks who've been asking, will be in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. That's where I'm going next. Another aspect of a good goodbye involves blessing what is to come. And this is perhaps the hardest part for someone like me, who has spent so much energy trying to hold on to what is. But a good goodbye doesn't cling. It doesn't try to freeze this moment in amber or pretend that nothing will change. Instead, it acknowledges that this ending creates space for new beginnings. Your next intern will bring different gifts, different perspectives, different ways of being in relationship with you. It's not a loss. It's an opportunity for continued growth. The ministries we've built together will evolve and change. The relationships we've built will continue, even if they take different forms. The love we've shared doesn't end just because my role here does. And for me, this goodbye opens the door to new possibilities, new communities to serve, new ways to live out my calling. The foundation that you've helped me build as a minister will support what comes next. And finally, a good goodbye creates space for hope. It recognizes that while this particular chapter is ending, the larger story continues. The beloved community that we've all been building together doesn't disappear when I walk out these doors for the last time. It lives in the way you continue to care for each other, in the way that you welcome newcomers, in the way that you work for justice in this world. And so, my friends, as I practice this favorite phrase of mine one more time, I do so with presence, with honor for what has been, with deep gratitude, with blessing for what is to come, and with hope for the continuing story of this beloved community. For some of us, this is our goodbye. For some, it's until we meet again, whether it's in this life or whatever comes next. For me, it's thank you for helping me become who I'm meant to be. It's I love you, and I trust you to continue this good work. May this goodbye not be an ending, but a transformation. May it be sweet as well as bitter, and may it leave us all feeling loved, feeling at peace, and feeling ready for what comes next. Blessed be, and may it be so.
Good job. Rose, you might as well sit down. I won't be long, but I will be long enough you don't want to stand. So I didn't say anything when we had your final internship service, but I want to extend my gratitude for your amazing professionalism, which allowed you to be our summer minister, which allowed me to take some very needed time off. So thank you for that as well, among the many gratitudes. So you're about to get in a series of cars and with a lot of wonderful people who you're taking with you, your family, in the largest sense, and you are going to travel to Michigan. So you really don't need to take any other thing with you, which is why the two puppets are waiting for you on the other side. And there are just a couple things, 3 things really. There's more things, but they're small. The 3 things I want to mention that I wanted to give you with you before you went. One is a book, and it's from our library, our new library, which we've been working on again, folks, and soon you can check books out of there. Our UU History Library. And I know, Reverend Rodney, books are passé, you tell me. But I wanted you to have this book, physical books. This physical book, and it's a copy of a book by Cynthia Grant called Prophetic Sisterhood. And it's about the brave female ministers at a time when that was not a thing, who traveled out into the West and the wilderness to plant new Unitarian congregations. And that, in many ways, my friend, my colleague, is what you're doing. And you're going to a place in Upper Michigan, which is beautiful, but in this climate is dangerous. It's a wilderness. So we're sending our blessing with you. And I wanted you to have that book as you went. And the second thing that I wanted you to have is one of my strolls. To Reverend Rodney. Yeah. We dressed to match you today. Because I am grateful that you have left your ministry with me, and I hope you'll take it with you, knowing that if you need us, we are here. Thank you. And the last thing, and for those of you who are new and haven't seen me except for this week and last, I promise you I do not do haiku every week. But I do have a habit of writing a haiku for people as a tribute. So, wisdom beyond your years, you know joy as salve for pain and offer healing. Thank you. And now I want to say to everyone, if the gods are willing, yes, exactly, thank you. If the gods are willing, there will be cake after the service. Who knows, but there will be. And thank you. Let us once again thank Rose. And then the tradition is that we have a special musical benediction as a final gift and blessing. So that is not only for you this time, but for your entire family as you travel from here into a brave new frontier.
Beautiful. Please rise in body or in spirit as we sing this song from singer-songwriter and educator Sally Rogers, Love Will Guide Us. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from free to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from free to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you wanted to come and have a seat down here so that the choir can sing this beautiful blessing to you, do you need sit with your family? Hello, family.